Hello everybody in the universe, I am Static Stardust and welcome to Sundered. So this is a game that I, once upon a time during a time called COVID, sweeps the entirety of the world and it shut everything down, and one of the games that I got recommended for free on my PS4 was a game called Sundered. Hang on, let me actually turn this. Should be good. Okay. Yeah, it was getting a little loud, but I got this game back when COVID was a thing. During the year of 2020, this was one of the games that I admit that I had sitting in my backlog for a long time. I did not play this. When 2020 hit, I was originally playing Tetris Effect and Animal Crossing New Horizons, so I did not really get that much going in terms of... Admittedly, this game was a game that stumped me for the longest time, and only until a couple of months ago did I actually 100% this game. So, without further ado, let us start this game. Let us see. So yeah, I've technically 100%ed the entirety of this game. I won't explain what these moves do, but I will... Hold Y to delete. Let's see. Okay. So yes, I will not explain too much other than this game started confusing and then it threw me for a loop. So this is our main character. I surprisingly do not know her name, but she is some sort of warrior adventurer type thing. So this is actually immediately after I played Dear God. I'm still in a gaming mood, I'm still in a recording mood, and tomorrow I'm actually going to try to record and then edit the next and possibly last episode of Dogs for the channel, and then I will upload the first episode of Dear God. I already know I'm probably gonna get made fun of in the future for this upload, for that upload episode. What's this? Again, wouldn't be a Static Stardust video if I died within the first 10 seconds. Caverns change every time you die. Alright, so this is our warrior, our adventurer, our hero. Press A to jump. Alright. So we get a map in the... Ow, ow, ow! Press A to jump, wall jump. I forgot this game had, not haptic feedback, but it had, like, vibration on it. So dodge. We do not have an enemy. I mean, we do not have a, weapon on us, so we have to dodge enemies. So these enemies we will come across later on in game. They will be a nuisance. They are like gnats to us. Owie. Free health. And where are we?
الميكام خط ليثا ذكر المكي هثا شوا ويخليو خافيث سنشم خاهت بعدن En kanskje særsta legg fauskjekle rechlia fakale. Treks ra فهد ونن شتسينا ثقبس إجنا ساي خلاف إقلفايتش لخلي أوف بخلكايت انشغالست لوش kraftst om ik jou kamps let vergelensdag.
So yes, this is our weapon, our quote-unquote sword. So that guy who kind of just came in and... So he's our weapon, he's our guy to go to. And this is the first, the choice to resist or embrace is permanent. This is what I mean. Also going off of the pacifist genocidal route. We are going pacifist because personally I like the pacifist gameplay. It's a lot flowier, it's a lot easier. Listen carefully for a secret treasure chest. So this game is definitely going to be a very grind-worthy game, but it is a good one. Resist or embrace. So we are definitely going to resist this first playthrough. So there are 3 endings to this game that I did not know was possible. A pacifist, genocide, and then a neutral ending. So we are going for the pacifist ending. This is our map in the little lower right-hand corner. We can collect these things here. I think they are called shards. So we have a sword, that is our main weapon. We're kind of just going about this place. Research lab, Valkyrie base. So we cannot get past that door is blocked. So now we are just going to go wander around the entire map. Can we? No, we cannot. We do not have enough power. So we can get through that area later on in game. I keep trying to do a bunch of moves that I forget that we don't have. I don't have double jump. Or at least I don't have double jump yet. I will definitely look up a short synopsis of what the plot of this game is. I know somewhat what it is. And our first ability. Okay, so we have a shield. Okay, so from what I remember and from what I've gathered, Valkyrie are basically like these researchers that are on another planet. They have come here, they have done research. They are gone/missing, question mark? Oh, that is a big thing of treasure which we cannot get. Alright. Another area to the, another part of the facility. So this is kind of like a really big indoor-outdoor facility. They're kind of scientists that came through, and it would be like if, what would happen if Earthlings kind of came to another planet? Oh, that is a lot of shards. We are collecting all of those bad boys. And as a result, this game is the basic equivalent of a hack and slash. We have all sorts of enemies that will crawl all over us and be everywhere all at once. So these things, we are going to collect all of these things because they are good things. They are basically going to be like the currency that we will see in this game. I keep thinking I can double jump. I do not have double jump yet, and I just fell. So there are a plethora of ways to play this game. There's also a ton of ways to get back to the main base, quote-unquote, where we were just now when we got our sword. So we cannot go through this area either. We do not have the quote-unquote key to get through. So we have to go through various different areas of the game. We have to unlock different sections. And we can also do various things with the shards that we are collecting. Here comes another one. Some new enemies. Where are they? I can hear them, but I can't see them. Ah, our first proper new enemy. This is Worm. He is kind of like his namesake. He burrows into the ground, he jumps, there are different variations and types of worm in this game, usually found in this specific area of the first world, our first open subworld. So part of the reason as to why I know this game but don't fully remember it is because the names are so admittedly complicated for me to like remember. I think it's some sort of Greek. So yeah, these are some of the scientists. A slow death awaits your foes. So these guys, I think the short version is, they came here as scientists. They came to study the world that they are in. And they got captured or trapped, and now most of them are just gone. Yeah, so this is Sundered. You ever wanted to fight? Ooh, yes. Corrupted treasure, yes, yes, yes. So yeah, later on in the game, it will be much easier to deal with swarms and hordes of enemies. Right now, we are still very, very much green. We are very new. More shards, yay. Alright, unleash your finisher by pressing Y. Okay, so that purple meter we have at the bottom, you press Y and you can use stuff like this. So as you hit enemies and as you hit random objects, you can eventually gain... So yeah, if you don't have your thing fully charged, you can't perform a finisher. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. So, this is some sort of military base or some sort of base in general where the Valkyrie kind of worked. Again, I'm trying to remember how to play most of this game, and I get the gameplay, but again, the story and the characters are so... not complex, but there's like so many really big names, and they're all in, I want to say Greek or some sort of language, and it's like, I don't remember everything because the story is so complex and there's so many layers and there's so many things that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head and how to pronounce them, and I don't know how to pronounce them. It's a game that once you know how you play it, you can definitely get a grasp of it. But then afterwards, it's just sort of like oh, I do this thing and I go here and I try to correct everything. So yes, those yellow bars we have at the right side, those are that is essentially our stamina. Who is this guy? Meteoroid. So those little orbs will do damage, they will fly about the stage, they will eventually hit a wall. When you hit them, when they hit the wall, you can damage them, you can hit them, all sorts of stuff. Alright, so right now this facility we are in is not powered, so we are somewhat lucky. We do not have to worry about many enemies. They will still come about. They will still show up. The only saving grace is that there is no power, so the minute this facility has power, we're gonna have to fight some enemies and do a bunch of other stuff. Arenia? So they're kind of like the annoying bugs kind of this area. They're a good first introduction enemy since you don't really know how to like defeat them, and you do not technically have the weapon the first time you start the game until you get to the sanctuary. Alright, so this is where we go to power, and we cannot go up because that door is there. So we need to power up this facility, and ironically enough, the next area we are in has power. So we have a bit more meteoroids just floating about, doing their thing. So when they hit either a wall, the ground, the floor, or the ceiling, they will immediately become lodged in whatever thing that they are stuck to. This goes for most, if not all, meteoroids. So we have 1,000 shards. Alright, you see...
De schuim liegt vurig nog ein. Ik trek zijn wijn, Schildlast.
So yes, you see these. There's two of them. We found one. We have to find its brother. So we've turned on the defense system. And now that we've turned on the defense system, there's a new enemy we gotta figure out. Finisher's not ready. Alright, so these are hunters. They are very powerful. They will do lots of damage. They shoot ray guns at you. That are kind of like the cross between a ray gun and a shoot. Oh no. So yes, these guys later on will become an absolute menace to you. They are menaces to society, but they are also helping contribute to society at the same time. Yeah, so these guys will show up usually in pairs off screen. You have to go and fight and defeat all of them. You usually get a ton of health and a ton of enemies, ton of shards from them. The meteoroids, like I said, will lodge themselves at the wall, at the ceiling, at you, at any surface that is available. Okay, so now that we have gotten that area done, we gotta find the second switch for the second area. So let's see if we can go up. Oh, not here. Alright, so now we can go up. So there are all sorts of switches, or personally I like to call them buttons, but they're not buttons, of little areas we can go to. Seizure warning, I guess.
Abraham had the first elective. Gelet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to warn you guys, like, the first time I actually got to this section of the game, I actually couldn't play because my eyes were kind of, like, it hurt my eyes after a while, so I will try to get through these as fast as possible, but I will definitely put a warning at some points and timestamps.
Atish, Kruchal Milach, Mvae Moech, Le Garutha, Limix, Le Klimutha, Lefast.
Okay, so it's like a priest that saved everybody, and then I guess he got corrupted. Okay, so now that the defense system is on, we have to contend with things like lasers. We have to contend with things like enemies that are here to technically protect, and we can't get through this area, can we? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. So yeah, there will be a lot of areas we can come back to later, but we cannot go to now because we are still very under leveled. Not to mention, we still have a lot of things that we need to... So yes, that laser will obviously do damage to you. You have to be very careful. There's a platform that will show up in a few seconds. Okay, so yes, we do take damage. We press the trigger to the left trigger to pull up our map. We have a shield that does protect us for a few seconds to help us reduce damage. So I'm not 100% out of health. I hear a little squeaky squeaks. I'm hearing enemies. Oh, boss. Our first boss. So this is a deviant meteoroid, our very first boss of the first episode. So he can shoot out other meteoroids and do damage. He will fly around the whole screen like the other meteoroids and be a nuisance. The saving grace, definitely spam your Y ability if you have a full purple meter. So this is actually helpful to you because the, so him throwing out meteoroids, definitely attack these guys, both because you get shards as well as you fill up your meter faster. The faster you fill up your meter, the faster you can defeat this boss. And thankfully, he is a perfect first boss to actually have thrown at us.
En leeuwen met krasserij leggen.
And we get our first Elder Shard Fragment.
Het Eigestuur auf Freitag schreibst. Ich de Greifster Starlikle. Geierlich Tau. Kliebe viel Frankenstasch. Geliacha.
So yeah, collect. So what we just picked up is a Elder Shard Fragment. And we also have picked up our very first perk. When we defeat all sorts of bosses, we will collect these things as well, called perks. We can equip these back at the save zone. So we will... So it's basically, you fight, you collect shards, you level up. You can get that, but we cannot get that corrupted treasure right now. I just want to go through and comb through everything and check and make sure I'm not missing a single treasure. Alright. And more Valkyries. You feel replenished, so sometimes they'll give you a little hint of what you're picking up in terms of, like, a special ability. So you feel replenished. I think that just means you refill your health. And speaking of which, there's another ability coming up right now. So when the screen gets real slow like that, that means there's going to be enemies afoot. So you have to deal with occasional swarms. You have to deal with battling and managing your health, even at this low a level. But thankfully, I don't have to deal with that now. When you pick up an ability like this, all of the enemies in the area immediately explode and die. And this next weapon we are going to grab, I think, is the double jump or the glide. Leaping.
Yes.
So yeah, you can tell that our new sentient sword, our new buddy, is, he has mixed feelings about the Valkyrie. It's like, they were bright minds, too bad they were fools. Alright, so this is what we have thus far. We are the orange dot right here. So we can either go... So yeah, let's actually go right back up. So you can return to Sanctuary. This is actually a very stuck on a boss, try exploring a different region. Definitely. Let's see, 23 minutes into the episode, not too bad. Okay, health doesn't regenerate, we have to keep on top of our health.
Nuchtheid fietsele klimgef. Het vach. Het gesloken remake geachle. U vergeps. Rijfel is luchten weg. Svenster is die starlikt. Gesekte is die vachmale. Achlau en wegliau negekta.
So yes, this is the ability tree. It looks huge, it is huge. I'm gonna tell you this right now. We are definitely gonna be upgrading everything, and we need to upgrade everything. Equip an additional perk. So it does depend on where you start as well as where you go. Personally, I want that perk. I want that extra perk. So you can get new perks from defeating enemies, from basically destroying loot throughout. And every time we go to the Sanctuary, we return and go to any other area, it will change every single time. It scrambles itself. And speaking of which, here's a new perk. So we get another thing of health. Alright, so those are big old thorns. We don't want to touch them. They hurt us. Alright, And here's some Valkyrie. You feel lucky. Awesome. Okay, so just as the name implies, it gives us luck. This is where we are going to spend our time.
Was is gesef helft fievelig. Het weer is op gebouwige krof stijfsterstadelijk. Dan heeft ik geraken zijt.
So yeah, the Valkyries are the good guys. They are saying, hey, these things that we're coming across and we're coming in contact with, those things are bad, okay? We want to destroy as many Elder Shards as possible for the pacifist run that we are going to be doing. So, we need to basically collect 3 Elder Shards, and once we do collect 3, we're going to take them back down there to the incinerator, as I like to call it, and we are going to get items, we're going to get perks, we're going to get a lot of money from this. So it's not in vain of saying, like, well, you know, what's the difference between us doing these things, collecting these shards, like... So in the genocidal run, we will be using those shards, and then we would go back to shrines, and then we would take those shrines that we did to get, like, our double jump earlier. Like, if we went there, we would get a demon-like-esque ability to do stuff. Personally, for me, I did do the genocidal run, or the bad ending, quote-unquote, of this game, and it's okay. Oh, that will squeeze you. If you see corrupted treasure like this, get ready for a swarm, ladies and gentlemen. Any doors or entrances are blocked, and we're about to be swarmed. So it starts off slow, and then very quickly we will get overwhelmed with more enemies. There's worms, there's meteoroids everywhere. And when you think you're done, you're not done. Definitely don't stop swinging your sword, keep an eye on your health, and do not be afraid if you die. This game is literally dying the video game. So yes, definitely keep an eye on your health. That is a worm that we want to destroy right away. That thing has mega health. I just wasted health. So that worm is special. It will show up when there's loot. Lithworm? So that thing will drop perks, will also drop various monies. When you are finished with the swarm, another perk, awesome! So yeah, when you see corrupted treasure like that that glows purple, that is usually the indicator of, oh, I need to... You can get different abilities, different perks as you progress and go through the game. Like I said, you will get more perks as you progress. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you will see them as you just go about the game, and other times you can see them... Ooh, I think there's 3 big ones over there. I want to see if I can get to that. But yeah, sometimes if you defeat bosses, they will drop perks. They will also drop lots of money, obviously. Oh, wait, I can't go through here. Alright. So we're gonna drop down, down, down. Starting to move sluggish, which means there's gonna be enemies nearby. So yeah, these guys are scary the first time you ever play the game, but then after a while you're like, oh, they're just annoyances. If you're getting started with this game, I would definitely highly recommend playing on easy. There is no shame, personally, playing on easy just because you don't know what the game is. You don't know how to play yet. And it's kind of like the equivalent of, ironically enough, I say this with confidence, it's like riding a bike, but I also don't know how to ride a bike. It's one of the many things that I've tried to do as a child, but every single time I do, I just never got the hang of it. I don't know how to swim, I don't know how to ride a bike, I'm trying to figure out how to drive. I'm very late with most of the milestones. Oh, wait a minute. Is this an area where I think it is? If this is where I think it is... No. Okay, so there is going to be an area soon in this game. I don't think we're near it. where there will be a sudden boss fight. And that boss has a tendency to become invisible. We do not, under any circumstances, want to be here when that boss happens. Because we are very much under-leveled. We are not as developed. Oh no. So I like to call this area of the base Trigger Happy Base. Why, you may ask? Just use your ears for this next part. And these are also a new variant of Meteoroid. They are basically just red. They come in different varieties of different squadrons wherever you go. Look at this! There's like 3 of these guys right here! Oh shoot. So you gotta definitely be moving constantly, swinging your sword constantly. You cannot be a candy ass. These guys will and shall attack you at any point. If you need to heal, you use your health sparingly. I took damage already, but it's a small 1% worth of damage. Wall jump when you can, but time your jumps as well as possible. You have to dodge lasers. You have to dodge these guys, these hunters. They will attack you off screen. They will do a lot of damage. When they are stuck in a ball, they will not... You won't be able to do a ton of damage. You have to wait until they're uncurled from their ball. So yes. This section... Okay, no, don't go left. Go right. Again, you earn a ton of shards every single time, both from dying and defeating enemies, so even this that we're doing, defeating all these... So this game, the first time I actually got to this section, I was so overwhelmed that I kept pause buffering every couple of seconds just to, like, get my bearings. And this is easy mode, mind you. This is easy mode. Oh, another perk. Alright. Alright, I'm not gonna go after any enemies. I'm just gonna get out of here. So, we're somewhat out of the woods, but we're also not. So we're in, like... Excuse me. I want to say a different squadron, but we're also not. So this is where we were trying to go to earlier, but we could not. So that's where that tunnel led. So there are 2 other regions, worlds we can go to. Yes, this is what I was trying to get to. And perk. So you have achievements for grabbing every other perk. You have achievements for playing through the game 3 times, getting the 3 different endings. Let's see. Okay, so when you see like the throbbing square like that, that's kind of like an indicator to show you like, oh hey, go to this world here. Like that's kind of where the next objective is. I can't. So yeah, if you stay still for too long, enemies can and will swarm you as well. When I tell you to swing your sword randomly and willy-nilly, do it. In this game, everything and everything will come and attack you. Alright, so it's telling us we need to go left. So yeah, hunters, they're a bit more harder to destroy and kill when they're in the ball. But they can still be destroyed. Let's get past that laser. Yes, so I think we're supposed to go up here. And then we... keep going out. So yes, we're supposed to be up here. So this is back where we got that double jump ability. If and when we were playing the bad ending, we would be back here at this shrine, and we would get... Basically, you get 3 Elder Shards. You use them to upgrade your abilities and corrupt them, basically. Valkyrie extraction... Evacuation? Yeah, sometimes the... So there's like different areas of this game, different divisions of this game. Alright, so I can wall jump now. And this is another new area! I like to call this the green area. Not as creative of a name, I know, but still. Again, use your special anytime you can. Never stop swinging your sword. I know this looks very overwhelming, and hopefully my recording software is not going crazy on me. But eventually, you will get through these villains, these enemies, and you will eventually have a very nice time. And soon we will be so powerful that literally us swinging our swords and everything is going to be a joke. Boo, boo, boo. Up, up, up. So yeah, we're going to go down and right. Ow. I definitely need more healing. I need more health. Oh, hey, health. So, at some point we will eventually get to... back to the ability tree. I don't want to do that yet, because it will take time to get back to this area, and... Like the loading screens actually mentioned, every time we reload or reset or whatever, the land itself, the area, that changes. So the layout will never be the same every single time. So sometimes the levels will recycle themselves, but at the exact same time, it's not the same level, it's not the same layout. It will change every single time. Okay. If you can't tell, the Valkyrie must have been very, very smart and rich, because they have tons of areas. Okay, so these are both an advanced section of, arena, essentially. Basically, they're reskinned, recolored, antennoid, as I like to nickname them. These guys are annoying. They come out of everywhere. They come in swarms. I would make the joke that flies are more annoying or just as annoying as these things. Yeah, so these enemies still swarm you at an insane pace. It's not as bad as what we're going to encounter in the future areas that we will be going through. Oh man, almost 40 minutes. So, at some point tonight, I am going to end this level. And a new perk. So you can also upgrade... I mentioned you can upgrade perks. I think we can upgrade up to 4, but right now we are... Oh, I'm out of health. That's not good. Any health? Yes. So yes, collect shards, upgrade everything in the tree. The tree looks big and intimidating. That's because it is. What is my controller doing? Just when you think you have everything in the ability tree and you think you are done, it will upgrade itself and it will say, hey, by the way, we upgraded the tree again, and it's like, why would you do this? Let's party. I have no health. I'm going into this, and my only redeeming quality is getting money and shards. I guess this wouldn't have been a bad idea if I came in here with like 100% health. I did not come in here with 100% health. Came in with like 80. And every time the shield... So the shield does regenerate, but as time goes on, we will take damage from it. Case in point, this was a bad idea. Oh, no, 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 no. So yes, dying is inevitable in this game. You die, you fall, you get back up, and you will come back here to the Sanctuary. When you do, definitely either upgrade or your progression should be non-linear. Got it. But yeah, this game is not like Mario where you start at World 1-1, you go from left, you go to right, and then you go to World 2-2. Like, no, this game is like, you can start technically in this area, but then you can just go willy-nilly wherever you want. You will gain shards later. Let's do that. And definitely extra health. Okay, I think that's good. So now, the map we are in is definitely very, very big. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks... and it is expansive.
Ethas, Kisvalkim Hagele, Leish Liaich, Tachanlesh Klins Tachle, Lataik, Bihe Liaich, Lai Aidach, Stachakis Ish Na.
So yes, every time we die, the layout in the world will change. So this is still technically the same world we started out in. However, everything will be slightly different. So yeah, I was trying to do that in the beginning of the game, and I'm like, wait, I forgot. Double jump isn't equipped yet. Okay. So my plan, personally, is to... Yes! Yes! It's like getting... It's like playing Zelda for the first time and you're seeing like a ton of pots with the sword and you're like, yes, please. I want to destroy everything. Fun fact, I actually have not played much Zelda in my life. I've actually played mostly Mario, Sonic. I got into Crash Bandicoot in my late... no, not late 20s. Early 20s, late teens, I got into Crash. And, you know, I love the series, but I never actually finished or completed it because I got into Crash kind of late-ish, and it was never a game that was introduced to me in childhood. It was a game that I got introduced to in my late teens, early 20s. And as a result, I'm playing catch-up with a lot of games. I know, I gotta complete Crash Bandicoot 4. Personally, that both intimidates me as well as angers me. Like, the requirements to just complete or attempt to complete Crash 4. I've seen everyone from Kadikarus's video to the Completionist video of how to complete Crash Bandicoot 4, and I think, new controllers just to do that. And I'm not even joking when I say this. The basic completion of, like, oh, play the game, do XYZ, and just get that and then you'll be fine. Yeah, like, no. Getting all the gems in that game is insane, and it's also a backhanded insult to the player. Like, so the 3 deaths or less gems, I don't think that gem should exist, period. If I'm being real, because in the OG Crash Bandicoot 1 through 3, you didn't have to worry about dying as many times as needed, and you can die at some points in that game, just to get certain crystals and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like that's kind of like a cheap move to have to pull for the player. The secret gems, I think, those should stay. That's creative, and it's also saying, hey, why don't you find out this level? Hang on, guys, we're gonna get the eye warning in a second.
Vakaish, Likfiralesh Minka, Anef. Knau Ishliau, Veainis. Auken, Auni, Hata, Here, Lea, Liliv. Atsanwech. Lichira Ishliau, Mhettagen. Kruchal Milach, Ralesheket, Ishliau.
Alright. I'm actually going to stop this episode here. I have been playing for a while. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to do basic uploads, cut this, and then just save it for later. I'm real tempted to play for another episode, and I probably will. Alright, but thank you guys for joining me on this very first episode of Sundered. Trust me when I say that the episodes will be longer. If you're not into this, then hey, give it a chance. You might actually like this series. But if you like this, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are not already subscribed, share it with a friend if they have not seen this game and you think that they might be into it. Of course, as per usual, I am Static Stardust, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Sundered. Bye-bye!